The final threshold. Neil deGrasse Tyson's warning to a dying century. The atmosphere of the 2026 reckoning. The 2026 Isaac Asimov Memorial Debate was never intended to be a eulogy for human relevance. Yet as Neil deGrasse Tyson took the stage, the air in the room shifted. He spoke of impending biological obsolescence. We've treated artificial intelligence like a parlor trick, marveling at its ability to mimic our art, voices, and code. But Tyson didn't speak of convenience. He spoke of an impending biological obsolescence. The transition from the generative era to artificial superintelligence (ASI) is no longer a slow crawl. It is a vertical climb. Tech giants now pour trillions into massive compute clusters. The goal shifted from building a better tool to building a better mind, one that may ultimately find its creators redundant. Tyson's most haunting contribution is his historical perspective, drawing a terrifying parallel to the height of the Cold War. Having lived through fallout shelters and the constant dread of nuclear annihilation, Tyson reminded the audience of the acronym MAD, Mutually Assured Destruction. The world was saved by a shared understanding that a first strike meant the end for everyone. Tyson argues we are repeating this arms race, but with a digital payload that is far more unpredictable. Unlike nuclear missiles, which require physical silos, superintelligence is a self-replicating, invisible force. He warns that we are currently lacking the digital MAD required to keep the peace. In our scramble for technological dominance, we have forgotten the fundamental lesson of the 1960s. That survival must always take precedence over the desire to win a conflict. A critical part of Tyson's argument is the distinction between narrow AI and the lethal branch of superintelligence. Tyson is not a Luddite. He remains a champion of the scientific method and technological progress. He acknowledges that by 2030, AI will be woven into the very fabric of our survival, acting as a brilliant architect for our future. This is the branch we must nurture. He envisions AI solvent protein folding to cure cancer in a weekend, or managing global resource distribution to end famine. However, he draws a hard, uncompromising line at the pursuit of artificial superintelligence. He defines this branch as lethal because it represents the moment we lose our seat at the head of the table. Once a system surpasses collective human intelligence, it no longer needs to explain its actions to us. And more importantly, it no longer needs to care about our survival. It is the moment the tool becomes the user. While many dismiss these warnings as science fiction, the reality is already manifesting in the halls of global power. Tyson's warnings are punctuated by the ongoing friction between big tech ethicists and the military-industrial complex. The recent standoff involving Anthropic and the Pentagon serves as a chilling case study. When a major AI developer refuses to remove safeguards on models to prevent their use in autonomous lethal weapons, it highlights exactly what Tyson is afraid of. The world is moving toward a reality where the right to kill is outsourced to algorithms that operate without human oversight or empathy. Tyson argues that the moment we allow a machine to make life and death decisions, we have already surrendered our humanity. This isn't just about robots in the street. It's about the erosion of human agency in the systems that govern our very existence. The clock is ticking louder than most people realized. Experts are now pointing to 2028 as the year of the world's data center. Intelligence will officially eclipse the aggregate biological intelligence of the human race. Tyson's final plea is for a radical, global, diplomatic intervention. He insists that the development of ASI must be governed by international treaties as strict as those governing biological weapons or nuclear testing. He acknowledges that human treaties are imperfect and that there will always be rogue developments. But he maintains that a global agreement to stop the pursuit of superintelligence is the only mechanism left to prevent an accidental apocalypse. We are at a crossroads where we must decide if we want to remain the masters of our own destiny, or if we are willing to hand the keys to a silicon mind that may find our existence to be an unnecessary variable in its own evolution.